All right, we're back at the restore. Just trying to find garage sales, but I think the heat scared people off of having garage sales this weekend. It's a little bit cooler today. It's only going to be like 96 or something instead of 105. And they don't move so much inventory that it's worth showing up. But we were driving around and striking out, not finding any sales. So I was like, well, let's go to a couple of thrifts and at least start. No.
The box?
You remember the scary stair place? That's...
No. This is a table. No. The one that has...
Back at this little table of total randomness. This is where we found that thermometer that sold for... cost a quarter and sold for 25 bucks in a couple of days. Don't see anything right off. Whoa, those are $20 air up tempos. And you might be saying, what about the Jordans? Jordan 1s. I like these better. So in this room, the boxes on the floor tend to be not yet sorted stuff. So that's probably your best bet. This is a view or a slide viewer, which can be okay, especially in the box. This looks like it's got some video games in it, so we're gonna look at that. It might be empty cases though. And Abby has to go to the bathroom, even though we just left the bathroom. Okay, so for 20 bucks, I ended up with these, which are just significantly more desirable than the up tempos, even though the up tempos are much cooler. I didn't realize when I was shooting those from the side that they were not just black and white. They were this crazy checker pattern. All right, so we've been in 2 thrift stores and drove around for a long time trying to find any yard sales, and we didn't find anything. And so now we're trying Goodwill, where we struck out yesterday. So not a great day so far. The only thing we bought at all was those one pair of Jordans. So there's a bunch of carts in the back here, which is what this place is good for. These can do really well if they're Nike. Those aren't even, nope. They were black in that in the shadow, and they had me thinking they were Air Max. But there's really nothing on here that's like, yeah, nothing. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I don't know what that is. It doesn't have a face. 4 wings and 2 butts and 6 legs. That's a crazy thing. That's not what I was talking about. So this is like 1 fish, 2 fish. That's Curious George. This is Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. And I think this guy's name is Yertle the Turtle. Now, none of those are probably worth much individually, but I mean, they would be $2, $4, $6, $8. Oh, and then Horton. So now you're at 10 bucks, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an entire collection of Dr. Seuss stuffies. So even still, these are at 10 bucks. They're just not worth much. This is so tempting because I suspect I can get my money back on just Daniel. Another big old bust here at the University Street Goodwill. Even the carts were full of nothing. And it wasn't like they were hugely picked over and I just missed stuff. There wasn't nothing to have. So I feel like for somebody, those plush, the big box of plush. Now, I tend to not be conspiratorial in my thinking, but like, it's entirely possible that they put that Daniel on top knowing that somebody would buy it for that just to get it to move, and the rest is all totally junk. I couldn't see anything else in that was worth buying, and I didn't like take it apart and dig, but I did kind of push my finger through some of the tape and move some stuff around, and it was junk. The layer 2, most of layer 1 and all of layer 2 that I could see, just junk. And so I wasn't going to take a chance on that. I feel like if you needed the inventory and you sold a lot of plush, those Kohl's Cares, Horton Hears a Who, Dr. Seuss lot might have been something, but not for me, not today. Because I'm not buying anything, then I start looking at stuff I wouldn't normally buy, and then I'm trying to get beyond the grasping for those things. Like, I looked into them because maybe there's something and they're not something I'd normally look at. And if they were 50 cents or $1 a piece, at $5, I think I could probably get 25 plus shipping, and that would have been worth it. But at $10, 20 plus shipping, it's just not worth it. And so that's like the most that I would spend. And the low end, and trying to be conservative, I just don't think they're just not worth it for me, unfortunately. If there were a couple of more, or they were half of the price that they were, probably be good. So when I first went full-time, this particular Goodwill that you guys see me at 5 times a week, I would not come into because it was overpriced and they never really had anything that I was looking for. But when it became kind of my hometown place, the only store that I really have super close, I figured out how to make it work. So what I was saying is you got to be persistent, you got to pay attention to what works and what doesn't work, and figure out a way to make what is available to you work, because their chances are better than not that there is stuff available to you that is better, that it has good margin in it. You just have to figure out what it is. Check out these crazy keens. That's a keen. But then these are like ropes. 604. I'm gonna take a shot on those. I'm gonna comp them anyway, put them in the cart. These are jorts. And they are vintage Levi 505s.
Get out.
Orange tab. If that's not marked up to $5, I'll be shocked, and I may be taking it home. Huh, who'd have thought? I don't know what I expect them to do with toys like this. Loose figures. Bag them up and give me them all for $20. But strapping them to an Imaginext thing that has nothing to do with them. Vintage Batman, vintage female Power Rangers. Those are cool. And at $264, I'll probably buy it. But why has it got to be strapped to this garbage truck? And can't tell if this is Tarzan or WWE, but we'll figure it out. And all these little bitty Paw Patrols. That's weird. That's a flocked chase. I've never seen that before. This is Paw Patrol. It's just obviously not the same scale. So I think this might be the prize of the day. I don't know. It isn't in new condition. It's got some bangs and scuffs on it, but inside of it, it still has the, you can see way down in there, it still has the strap and the key. So that makes it much better than most used ones. I paid $246. Down in there, way down in there. Anyway, at $264, see, there's the strap and the key. Uh-oh, Dad threw the key on the ground. Thanks for saving it. So the only one listed has got a better pattern on it, but it's $129. So even if I only get 60 or 80 out of this, wasn't able to find any doing preliminary research, but I thought $264, and it's Sephora. It's not like I'm picking up, Betty Crocker. Everything's too hot. And then we got all these books, and these were just a straight up gamble. $1.49 for a piece. So I'm what? 3, 6, 9, 10.50 into those books. These were $6 and they got 100% sell-through rate, and they're probably $25. These I'm giving to my dad. And then this was $3 and $4 basically, and I couldn't find comps on it at all. And then I'm taking a chance. I mean, nothing was expensive. It's just whether or not it's worth trying to sell. And this is a couple of old Power Rangers. All right, dude, so it's Friday night. It is 10 o'clock, and here's what I'm up to. The hair's looking good, right? But you guys know me. I'm not about the frills. I'm trying to just keep it reals. Thought of that just on the cuff. That was funny. No, but I don't care what I look like. I'm just here to disseminate information for you guys. Sold a bunch of stuff. It's packed. It's gone. I'm not holding it up for the video because that chicken has flown the coop. Superman t-shirt. I've had it way too long. Sold for $6.75. I thought it was a banger when I found it. I don't remember if I comped it or not. I remember finding it at Goodwill. Paid $10 for this hat. Michigan vintage starter. Really, really liked the hat. But I didn't need to keep it. You guys know I have a cool hat collection, and I thought about keeping this one, but I didn't. Paid $10, sold it for $17. Don't buy hats that are going to sell for $17 for $10. I'll put up here what I made on it. So that number minus $10, not very much. It was $17 plus shipping. This cowboy was in a free box, just a bunch of older toys in a free box, and I'm like, I will take a handful of this stuff. This guy sold for $11.99. I never even figured out what he was to, so I just called him a cowboy horse rider because of the way his legs were positioned. Figure from the 70s, because that was what I was guessing. Heat transfers 1, 2, and 3, 4. Heat transfers sold all to the same buyer. They had 0 feedback when they bought them. They have 1 feedback now. I'll probably leave them some feedback because they did pay quickly and were generally cool to deal with in the comment or in the negotiation. $20 for this Bears script. Script is a good thing to look out for on hats. But this one was kind of a knockoff. It was a stadium giveaway. You can tell because it had a branding on the back. I paid $3 for it. My buddy brought me a whole bunch of his Wii stuff. We sold it for $25. This Nintendo Wii Nerf brand. I, as a rule, do not sell Wii accessories like this, but this was Nerf branded and brand new in the box. Otherwise, I wouldn't have touched it. If it was Nerf open, I would donate it. If it was brand new in the box, generic third party, I would have donated it. Probably without even looking it up. It sold for $25. You'll recall I paid $11 for 12, maybe even 13 for these bib overalls, thinking I was going to get them half price, and I didn't realize my coupon was expired. So they sold for $44 free shipping. So this minus $13 is how much money I made. Not a bad deal. If I had known they would sell in a week for $44, I probably would have paid $13 for them. But I remember when I picked them up, I'm like, I probably would leave these for $13. They had a new retail price tag on them for $35 that I took off. But that's basically $35 plus shipping, right? So whoever wanted them just didn't want to go to the store and pick them up. And they would have come from like Tractor Supply or Farm and Fleet or Fleet Farm or someplace like that isn't necessarily, you're not going to Walmart or Target and buying these heavy duty full size bib overalls that are for a guy as big as I am. It's not something that they carry. Chuck E. Cheese paid $1, sold for $37. This Patrick Dempsey soccer jersey paid $1, sold for $43. This here jack-o'-lantern flashlight paid $1, sold for $22. Peter Millar. I always pick up Peter Millar and it always sells. This one did exceptionally well because it's a newer style and it was new with tag. Our Goodwill had it hanging at the front of the store for 15 bucks, which is pretty pricey for a polo, but it sold for $70 in a handful of days. Somebody sent me an offer for $5 plus shipping on this Space Needle Seattle, Washington pin, and that's why I have these pins around, so that I can take $5 offers and bolster a little bit of sales. I think that's everything that I had a whole bunch of like, well, I can't find this, so I'm going to print the label and set it over here. And I had like 4 of those, and I found all the items. There was this big Resistol hat, the dark brown one that sold the other day. I couldn't find the right box for that, so that's why I'm out here at 10 o'clock at night, because everybody else is sleeping. I can take my time and build a box for that hat and find things that aren't where they're supposed to be. And so that's why I'm out here doing this late, but everything is packaged and ready to go for the post office in the morning. That big stack right there, the big thing's a hat on the bottom, and then all kinds of other stuff. And so those are ready to go out to the mail in the morning, and everybody's sleeping. So I'm not like missing family time, I'm just missing sleep. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I still haven't listed those. I've got like, I'm going to probably go in and test that VCR DVD combo. I'm going to list those Jordans and the Sephora box, jewelry makeup box. And then I got to start tomorrow. Judah's got a track thing, cross country thing, so when we get back from his meet, then maybe I'll do some more, try to do 30 listings a couple more days in a row, because the sales just went through the roof, and I can use some through the roof sales, and so can you. Congratulations to my buddy 6x6, who is officially full-time reselling, and so it's the dream, right? We're living the dream. I am gonna go to bed, I think. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, and clicking the bell, following, all the things that you do. We'll see you on the next one.